Good afternoon, everyone. I am grateful for your attendance today. In keeping with my commitment to keep the public abreast of the historic St. George's Resort development, I am pleased to announce that the Desarroyers Hotel Co-Group, the developers for the St. George's Resort, has reached agreement in principle on all their financing arrangements, and financing with an international bank is progressing toward completion with all normal required documentation to be finalized over the next few weeks. Desarroyers are expected to return to Bermuda next month to sign the ground leases with the Ministry of Public Works and to also sign documents with regard to the financing. I'm happy to report that Desarroyers are being proactive on planning issues and are working very closely with the Department of Planning with respect to the designs for the St. George's Resort. The developers intend to meet with the residents of St. George's and lay out their plans and address any concerns they may have. They will have a collaborative process on this development. We are hoping for groundbreaking no later than June of this year. Desarroyers have engaged local architects and construction companies as it relates to this project. As you may recall, the government of Bermuda has a master development agreement with Hotel Co. Bermuda Holding Limited, a subsidiary of the Desarroyers Hotel Co. Group. We have identified an anomaly within the MDA, which speaks to a maximum of 3 designated sites. That is not correct. The St. George's Resort Act 2015 actually references a maximum of 3 casino licenses. There are no limits on the amount of resort sites that can be designated as a future casino site. Obviously, this will depend on how many applications we receive and if the applicant meets the relevant criteria. Depending on the number and quality of applications, there can be more than 3 designated sites. I think that it is important to have this clarified, and as a result, a small but important change will be made in the MDA to appropriately reflect the intentions of the Act. So I wanted to make sure that it was clear that as it relates to the designation of sites, that there can be multiple designated sites, but as it relates to the casino licenses, as stated in the Act very clearly, it is limited to a maximum of 3. And there seemed to have been a slight misunderstanding, and in the MDA, it states to a maximum of 3 designated sites. And I thought it prudent to clarify that today. Thank you. I don't know if anyone has any questions on...
Sorry, I'm confused.
Okay, and I'm not surprised.
The MDA that you refer to relating to the Hotel Co. agreement.
Yes.
Mentions licensing for gambling commissions.
Yeah, in the MDA, there is a clause that talks about casinos. And the government made an undertaking that we will, as I've stated many times, that we was going to designate St. George's as a designated site, so that they will have an opportunity, once they apply to be a designated site, they can then seek an application for a casino license. And any other qualifying property on the island can apply to be a designated site. In that same clause, there's reference to the fact that there will only be 3 designated sites. And I think that there was a misunderstanding in relation to the fact that there will only be 3 casino licenses. And so that's not correct because it is incongruent with the Act. The Act states 3 casino licenses, that's going to be the maximum. But depending on the amount of applications we received, it is very possible that we will designate more than 3 sites. So there will be more than 3 sites on the island that can potentially apply for a casino license.
Because when I asked you a question some time ago, will they be applying for a casino license? You said yes.
We have every expectation that they will be applying for a casino license. We created a two-tier process. The first tier is that they have to apply to be designated as a site, and that there will be a vetting period, a vetting process in relation to that application. So the Gaming Commission will have an opportunity to ascertain who is going to be on the site, what operator they intend to have there. And if the Gaming Commission is happy with that, they will designate the site. And then at a further opportunity, they can apply officially for a casino license.
There's no guarantee.
There's no guarantee if you get designated as a site that you will also get a casino license down the road.
Is that the only issue that's come up as a blip or any kind of?
That's what yes, in going through the documents, we saw that anomaly, and the fact that it was incongruent with the act. We felt it prudent to have that addressed immediately. The actual MDA will be amended accordingly. And so in part of this update on the very good news that this project is moving ahead and progressing very positively, I wanted to also clarify that point.
Does the St. George's Hotel golf course still exist? Is it still a part of the plan?
Absolutely, absolutely. And again, if I can reiterate that the hotel and the golf course will be developed first. So we'll be opening up the hotel, we will be operating the golf course before any villas or any other residences are constructed. Any other questions?
Minister, if things come to fruition and you break ground in June, do you have any ballpark figures on when you hope to see doors open?
I believe that my recommendation, I was told approximately 3 years it would take to develop. And again, as I said in the press statement, they have already engaged local architects. I've seen conceptual plans so far. They're working on specific designs right now, working very closely with the Department of Planning to make sure that they don't submit plans and they don't find out there's an issue. So as they have been going along, they've been working contemporaneously with the Department of Planning. It's been going very well to prevent any planning issues down the road. They will again have consultation with individuals in the community because people always have questions around major developments like this, and they're going to be more than willing to address those questions and consult with them so that people feel comfortable about what they plan to do there.
Mr. Minister, during the construction phase, how many potential jobs are we looking at?
You're making me go back in my mind, though. My recollection is around, I think, 250 construction jobs. And then, of course, there are going to be a few hundred permanent jobs to operate the hotel as well. So you can be looking at this one project generating in the region of 500 jobs. Some for just the construction phase and, of course, long-term jobs.
And what percentage of these jobs will be for locals?
As we've said before, the MDA actually speaks to this, that they will give priority to locals. Obviously, a very delicate and these types of projects require a certain expertise. So they will have to have that expertise on the project, but certainly they have committed to giving Bermudians priority as it relates to construction jobs as well as operational jobs.
Can I just broaden the questions and ask how the other developments in your portfolio are going? For example, Aerial Sands, Pink Beach, and Morgan's Point.
Yes, Pink Beach is going along very nicely, and we expect them to stay on target. My information, Aerial Sands is still looking to start this year. And Morgan's Point, I understand, will be making a very positive press statement very shortly as well. So it appears as if, in fact, if you go to our throne speech, you will find that all of the major developments that we listed in that throne speech to start this year, we are still very confident are on target to start this year.
Any other news on Airlines or anything else while we have you here?
Sure, you will be hearing some more about new routes to Bermuda in the next few weeks. We're expecting a new airline, well, not a new airline, but a new route to start next month coming to Bermuda. from one of our major gateways. The Premier and I will be having meetings next week with one of our airline partners to see if we can get year-round service of one of our underserved gateways. So Airlift remains a priority for the government. We understand that in order for us to grow tourism, we have to have sufficient airlift to the island.
Are we in a happier state at the moment? Are we as good as we were this time last year?
We are better. We are better, and you will find, I don't have the exact percentages, but the BTA have put out percentages that in terms of airlift, the first quarter of this year is significantly higher in terms of the capacity coming to the island, and you will see that throughout the entire year that we will be getting more airlift this year as compared to last year.
Record profits being announced by the airlines. Will the Bermuda government reduce the amount of support that it gives to the airline industry?
We have reduced it. In fact, this year is the lowest amount of minimum revenue guarantees we have paid out for a very long time. So that's a good thing, because with the lower fuel as well as other adjustments, mergers and the like, the airlines have made significant profits. What we want to do in terms of that impacting on the actual fares, you have to get competitive airlines in the jurisdiction. We saw that very successful in Canada, and so we're still looking to get an airline coming out of the UK to try and put some competition there. But yes, the airlines have done quite well, and as a result, we have not had to pay out as much as we normally do.
So can we look forward to an elimination?
I think in this business, you would always have to have some form of subsidization, especially when you're trying to introduce new routes to the island. So I certainly wouldn't say an elimination of that. MRGs are part of doing business in a tourist destination, but the finance minister is very happy that we've been able to reduce that amount.